Hi, welcome to the Gemara on Chaf Aleph Amud Bet. We're starting 8 lines down in the Gemara, picking up on the next phrase from the Mishnah, Makom Shenag V'Levarech Yivarech. So if you remember from the Mishnah, on the previous Amud, the Mishnah said that, talking about Megillah reading, in a place where the custom is to make a bracha, you make a bracha. And if not, then if the custom is not to make a bracha, then you don't have to, and Rashi emphasized that you don't have to. Maybe you can, but you don't have to. Amar Abaye. So Abaye is now going to comment on this idea. Lo shanu elo achareha. This was taught only about brachot after the reading of Megillah. Aval lefaneha mitzvah levarech. But when it comes to the blessings before Megillah reading, it is a mitzvah to make the brachot, meaning you don't have a choice about it, you have to do it. To Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel, Kol ha-mitzvot kulan mevarech alehen over la'asiyatan. In keeping with the statement of Rav Yehuda in the name of Shmuel, all mitzvot, every mitzvah, we always make a bracha before doing the mitzvah. My mashma zahay over lishna dak dumehu. My mashma is a question we've had before. Literally, what does this mean, or what does this teach us? Or how does this teach us? So, how does this teach us that this word over la'asiyatan, how do we know that word over is the language of doing something beforehand? In other words, it says, Mevarech alehen over la'asiyatan. How do you know that over la'asiyatan actually means that you have to bless before you do the mitzvah? Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Amar Kra. So Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak brings a pasuk to prove this, and the pasuk is in Sefer Shmuel. Vayarat achimatz derech hakikar, vayavor hakushi. He is running, and I actually brought you the pasuk on this page. He's running ahead, right, derech hakikar, by way of the plain, vayavor hakushi, and he overtakes the kushi. So he runs past him, runs in front of him, and that's how we know, according to Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, that's how we know that over means before, because vayavor here means to pass in front of. Abaye amar mehacha. Abaye said it from here, meaning Abaye has a different pasuk that's going to prove to us that over la'asiyatan means beforehand. V'hu avar lifneihem. Another proof text, this one from Breshit, also about passing in front of. So v'hu avar lifneihem, vayishtachu arza sheva pa'amim. He passed before them and bowed to the ground 7 times. So again, avar there meaning going before, going in front of, and that's how we know that over la'asiyatan means making a blessing beforehand. V'ibayim mehacha. And if you want, you could say that the source is here. Another pasuk, vayavor malkam lifneihem, v'Hashem barosham lefaneha. So, Hashem barosham, that's the end of the pasuk. A pasuk from Micha. We'll look at this pasuk also, obviously out of context, but the Gemara is very much taking these words out of context here. Again, going ahead, ve'etzubo ve'avor malkam lifneihem, v'Hashem barosham. They went out, and the king passed before them, and God is at the head of them. So here clearly vayavor, going, passing by, clearly then means that God winds up at the head, so in front. So again, this idea that over la'asiyatan means coming first or beforehand. So those are all the Gemara's proofs for how we know that over la'asiyatan means that you have to bless before. And the statement about blessing over la'asiyatan proves that you for sure have to make a bracha before Megillah reading. And the only question, or the only thing that's subject to custom, is whether or not you have to make a bracha after Megillah reading. Lefaneha mai mevarech. What is the blessing that one recites before Megillah reading? Rav Sheshet Mikatrazia, Ikla Lakamed Rav Ashi, Ubarich Manach. Rav Sheshet from Katrazia came before Rav Ashi, and he made the blessings of Mem Nun Chet, which Rashi will unpack for you. Mem Nun Chet stands for Al Mikra Megillah, V'Sha'asa Nisim, V'Shecheyanu. Actually, the blessings that we say. And Asher Kishan Tzivanu Amikra Megillah, that's one blessing. She'asanisim lavutenu bayamim hahem bizman hazeh, that's the second one. And Shehechianu is the third one. La'acharei hamayim mevarech, what brachot are recited afterwards? Again, assuming that it's your custom to bless. In the formulation of the Gemara, Brachat Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, harav et rivenu, v'hadan et zinenu, v'hanokem et nikmatenu, v'hanifra lanu mitzarenu, v'hameshalem gmul echol nafshenu. So a blessing over God for having fought our fights and judged for us and avenged us, getting payback from our enemies, and paying back all those who are opposed to us. That's the opinion. That's the answer that's given here by the Gemara. Baruch atah Hashem hanifra Yisrael mikol tzarihem. And then the ending of that bracha is blessing God, who again gets vengeance from our enemies or makes our enemies pay us back. Rava Amar, Rava has a different girsa of this blessing. Hakel HaMoshiach. Rava says that that's how the ending that's how the bracha should end. The God who brings about salvation. So he has a different opinion. Amar Rav Papa, so Rav Papa says, Hilkach Nimrin Hu L'Travahu. Therefore, we say both of them. We should say both of them. Baruch atah Hashem, Hanifra Yisrael Mikol Tzarihem, Ha'el HaMoshiach, which is in fact what we say. We bless God who pays back the Jewish people from all their enemies, and also the God who saves us. So my questions for you are as follows. Number one, what is the Gemara's conclusion in terms of when you have to recite a blessing before or after Megillah reading? Meaning, do you have to bless before, or do you have to bless after? Why or why not? Question number two is, can you name two other mitzvot where you've noticed before that we bless before the mitzvah? Question number three, what are the themes discussed in these last brachot? What do you notice about them? They're not standard mitzvah blessings, not like the ones that come before. So what do you notice about those brachot? And the final question is to come up with two questions about this piece of Gemara that you would ask somebody else to test their comprehension of this piece of Gemara. Okay, we'll stop here.